Alright, sports fans, we're back at it again. Here are the three parts of the carburetor. You have the float bowl. You have I don't know what you call that part there, butterfly piece? I don't know. And you have the plate that goes on the bottom. And in the Berryman tray, you'll see the idle needle and the jets and the one screw that holds the that little ball, check ball in place. As you see, the size of that Berryman, there's no way these parts would have fit inside that little container, nor would they have fit inside the actual can without the container. So what I ended up doing is this. I got a plastic bin that was just wide enough that I could set the pieces. I had to double stack some of them. Oh, stay in focus there. And just in case, I put it inside of another metal can just in case that plastic tub leaked. But it didn't, so that was unnecessary. So in any case, I'm at the point now where I'm ready to start scraping off the gasket material, spraying, cleaning, and that's what I will do. I've been watching some other videos on YouTube of rebuilds, and there was one particular link. The guy by the name of Mike, I believe, Mike's Carburetors, and he had a very good rebuild of the 4MV Rochester Quadrajet for Marine, and I'll put a link to it. But one of his suggestions was to not reuse the float. Where is the float? Here it is. His suggestion was not to reuse this here float because it's known to absorb gasoline. Even though it may be structurally sound, not leaking, it's known to absorb gas and give all kinds of problems. So what I did is I went out and I bought a new float. Here is this in package. I got it from Advanced Auto Parts, and I talked to my local RV marine place where I bought the rebuild kit from, and he said, yeah, just any old, just ordinary automotive float will be just fine. So here's the new float. Looks like a float. There she is. Alright, so I'm gonna get to cleaning, and we'll see how that goes. Be right back. Okay, I believe I'll start with scraping whatever gasket material I can off of these three components. I have several different scrapers. Of course, I have my hobby knife. I have this particular jobby. It says it's carbon. I'm not exactly sure if that makes a difference or not, but of course the idea is to not scratch or mar the mating surfaces. I can only imagine what kind of links that would put into place. Okay, I also have your regular box cutter where the blade can, actually no, this one can't be put into place, but I could always just remove the blade. I have new blades, and scrape. And last but not least, I have, where did she get to? There she is. Your typical gasket scraper. So I think I'll start with this one and let's see what happens. So it's been sitting in the Berryman material fluid overnight. Berryman says 4 hours, and for me overnight was about 6 hours because I didn't go to bed until about midnight, and by the time I got up and got myself ready to go to work, it was about 6 a.m. on my way out the door. But there's still a good amount of stuff I'm not happy with with that, let's see. This guy is dull. Doesn't feel like it has any. I'm trying not to be aggressive. Again, my concern is marring of surfaces, gouging. And there's just some small adhesive, it looks like, from the gasket material itself. Where's paper towel? Not sure if I'm being just way too particular, but what I don't want to have to do is go one of two things: go back into this carburetor a second time. As I mentioned, while I do work on carburetors, it's a necessity. I do not enjoy it. I do not look forward to it. It's not one of my fondest things to do. There's still a mystery to me primarily, and I think that's why I don't go after it. And as much as I've tried to educate myself on carburetors, and I'm always envious of those people who can listen to a car running and say, oh yeah, you know, it's running rich, it's running lean, or you know, you need to turn your idle speed, your idle control needle in quarter turn clockwise. You know, those folks who can sniff the tailpipe and tell you, you know, how much fuel vapor remains, or if it's running lean or not. I am nowhere near, nor do I honestly care to be. But I would love to be more confident, shall we call it, when working with carburetors. But in this day and age of fuel injection, those opportunities are few and far between. However, I still am a huge Volkswagen Beetle fan. I've owned, what, 5 or 6 of them in my day. I do intend to own them or one again. So I would like to be more confident. Okay, I have a stiff brush here. I want to see if that will make any more difference. It's not a wire brush. I definitely don't want to use a wire brush. Yeah, I see it's helping some, but not enough. So, I guess I'll just continue to scrape. I don't think you all need to sit here and just have some kind of a painted surface, and I can tell it has nicks in it. I don't know how good it's going to be. So, you all don't need to sit here and watch me spend the next hour or 3 scraping gasket material off. So, I'll go ahead and pause the video, and when I'm at a point that I'm finished scraping off gasket material and I'm ready to move on to the next step, I will call you all back. Toot-a-loo. Oh, and what I have been doing is just chasing it real quick with this brush. And this one is a metal brush. I'm not putting a lot of pressure, firm pressure, but not a lot. And this helps clean up these areas where I just can't get it cleaned off enough with the razor blade. I don't know if you can see this here, this darkness here. Hopefully it should clear that right up. Okay. Alright. That side is done. Let's flip her over and check out the other side. Let's give her a little spray down first. Alright. Let's see what the other side looks like. And this, of course, was the side that the intake manifold gasket is, and that pretty much came apart in one piece, so there's really not much to take off here. So this shouldn't take too long at all. A little bit there, a little bit there, and that's about it. And again, just for giggles, I'll chase it with this brush. Nothing crazy. Okay, that's about it. Alright, I'll spray this one off and go on to the next one. I'll be back.